God saw your tears last night, not the ones you let fall in public, the quiet ones, the tears you wiped quickly, the ones you cried without sound, the ones you didn't tell anyone about. God saw those. You thought no one noticed. You thought heaven was silent. But silence is not absence. God was there. He watched you sit in the dark. He watched you stare at the ceiling. He watched you breathe slowly so no one would hear you cry. You were not weak. You were honest. And heaven responds to honesty. You have been strong for too long, not because you wanted to be, but because you had no choice. You became the one who holds it together, the one who listens, the one who says, "I'm fine," even when you were breaking inside. You carried things that were never meant for your heart alone, and still, you showed up. You loved. You tried again. God saw that too. You think your tears mean failure, but heaven sees them as prayer. Some prayers are not spoken. They fall. They shake your chest. They soak your pillow, and God understands them clearly. Last night was heavy for you. Your body was tired, but your mind would not rest. Thoughts came in waves. Regret, fear, what if, why me, how long? You replayed conversations. You replayed mistakes. You replayed moments you wish you handled differently. You blamed yourself again. God saw that, and He says this gently. Stop punishing yourself for surviving the best way you could. You did not have all the answers then. You did not have all the strength then, but you did what you could, and that was enough. You were never abandoned, even when it felt like everyone left, even when help didn't come, even when prayers felt unanswered. God did not step away. He stepped closer. But pain makes it hard to feel presence. Pain makes silence feel loud. Pain makes waiting feel endless. God knows. He watched you whisper prayers you didn't believe anymore. He watched you ask for signs and feel disappointed. He watched you doubt yourself. He watched you doubt Him. And He did not turn away. God is not offended by your questions. He is not angry at your tears. He is not disappointed in your weakness. He is near to the broken, near to the tired, near to the ones who keep going even when hope feels thin. You are not failing because you feel this way. You are human, and God chose you knowing that. Last night, when you thought about giving up, when you thought about walking away, when you thought about closing your heart, God saw that moment, and He held you, even if you didn't feel it. You are still here for a reason, not by accident, not by luck. You are here because your story is not finished. There are chapters you haven't lived yet. There are people you haven't helped yet. There is healing you haven't received yet, and joy you haven't experienced yet. You think your tears mean the end, but heaven sees them as the turning point. Something inside you is changing, quietly, slowly, but surely. God saw the moment you asked, "Why am I like this? Why can't I be stronger? Why do I feel everything so deeply?" And God smiled softly, because your sensitivity is not a flaw, it is a gift. You feel deeply because you love deeply. You hurt deeply because you care deeply. And yes, that makes life harder sometimes, but it also makes your soul rare. Do not harden your heart to survive. God is teaching you how to stay soft without breaking. That lesson takes time, and tears, and patience. Last night was part of that lesson. You weren't falling apart. You were releasing weight. You were letting go of things you've carried too long. God saw you exhale, and He received it. You feel unseen in your effort. You feel unnoticed in your sacrifice. You give, you try, you show up, and it feels like nothing changes. But heaven keeps record of quiet faithfulness, of unseen kindness, of unrecognized endurance. Nothing you've done was wasted. Nothing you've cried was ignored. God saw it all, especially last night. There is relief coming, not all at once, but enough to breathe again, enough to sleep again, enough to smile without forcing it. The weight will not always feel this heavy. This season will not always feel this dark. God is already arranging things you cannot see yet, and when they arrive, you will understand why it had to take time, why you had to grow quietly, why you had to learn patience, why you had to learn trust. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to say, I need help. Strength is not pretending you are okay. Strength is letting God hold you when you are not. Last night, when you finally stopped fighting your tears, that was strength. When you admitted you were tired, that was courage. God honors that. Do not fear the tears that come again. They will not drown you. They will cleanse you. They will soften what pain tried to harden. And one day soon, you will cry for a different reason. From relief, from gratitude, from peace. And you will remember last night, and you will say, God carried me through that. You are not alone tonight. You were not alone last night, and you will not be alone tomorrow. God walks with you, even in silence, even in waiting, even in tears. Stay, breathe, trust. He sees you. God saw your tears last night, and he did not turn his face away. He leaned closer. You think God only listens when words are strong, but heaven listens hardest when the heart is tired. Those tears were not ignored. They were gathered, every single one. You felt empty after crying, like something was taken from you. But what really happened is something heavy left you. You released what you could no longer carry. God allowed the tears because your soul needed air. You have been holding your breath emotionally, smiling when you wanted to scream, nodding when you wanted to explain, staying quiet when you wanted to be understood. That pressure built up, and last night it finally spilled. That was not weakness, that was survival. God saw you choosing to live another day. You don't see it that way, but heaven does. You are exhausted because you care deeply. If you didn't care, you wouldn't hurt like this. But you love, you hope, you try, and those things cost something. God is not asking you to stop caring. He is teaching you how to rest while caring. There is a difference. One drains you, the other renews you. You have been asking God to take the pain away, but sometimes God removes pain by giving understanding. Clarity is coming, not all at once, but enough to calm your heart, enough to stop the constant questioning, enough to bring peace where confusion lived. You were never meant to do this alone, but you learned how to be alone too well. You became self-reliant out of necessity, not pride. Necessity. You learned to depend on yourself because no one showed up. God saw that, and he does not blame you. But now, he is inviting you to lean again, not on people, on him. You don't need to explain your pain to God. He already understands. He understands why you stayed, why you left, why you tried again, why you gave one more chance, why you finally stopped. Nothing about you confuses heaven. You are fully known and fully loved. The night was hard because your spirit was processing change. Something is ending, quietly, internally, an old way of thinking, an old belief about yourself, an old wound that shaped your choices. You felt it breaking apart. That can hurt. Healing often does. You are not losing your sensitivity. You are gaining wisdom. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming grounded. You are not losing faith. You are learning trust. There is a difference. God is proud of you, not because you did everything right, but because you did not quit. You stayed when leaving felt easier. You kept praying when belief felt thin. You kept loving when it hurt. That matters. Heaven honors perseverance, even when humans don't notice it. You are not behind in life. You are being prepared. Some things take longer because they are heavier, because they carry more purpose, because they affect more than just you. God is careful with souls like yours. He knows your depth. He knows your heart. He knows what you can handle, and He knows what you cannot. That is why some things were delayed, not denied, delayed, to protect you, to grow you, to strengthen your foundation.